Dear learners, I am Dr. L. Ganesamurthy, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Government Arts and Science College, Manalmedu, Mayiladuthurai district. I am deputed from Annamalai University to this college. Today we are going to see the contract costing in cost accounting. How a contract costing should be prepared and what are the concepts of contract costing. Contract costing is one of the important area in cost accounting. Contract costing is like a job costing. It is a separate cost unit. Job costing and contract costing may be identical, but it is a difference by its duration. Job costing has a shorter duration, but contract costing is very longer duration. Longer duration means sometimes the duration of contract costing is more than a year. Even it goes beyond one accounting year. A contract between the contractee and the contractor. Contractor means who is going to take the work is called, take and do the work is called a contractor. And a contractee means who is giving work is called a contractee. Contract costing is separate cost unit that should be dealt separately. A separate ledger should be, contract costing should be opened. Here, example for cost accounting is construction of building, construction of bridges, construction of a plant, or any other things, or repair of building, repair of plant, any other thing. The contractor takes up the work by an agreement, a contract. In the contract, everything will be explained, including the contract price. Here, generally, the contract is done at the site itself. For an example, the building is being constructed by the contractor means the building will be done at the site itself. If the plant is installed means the plant will be installed in the place of contractee. Indirect expenses like administrative expenses and supervision and other things. Indirect expenses also are being incurred. In contract costing, there are four important features. Four features are there. Number one, the higher proportion of here. The important thing in contract costing is most of the costs incurred in contract are direct in nature. For an example, in construction of building, major part of expenses occupies material and labor. So they are direct in nature. But apart from them, some indirect expenses also are there. As I told already, in contract costing, the major part of the expenses are direct in nature. And second one is low indirect cost. The quantum of indirect cost is lower than direct cost. Direct cost will occupy more than 80%, sometimes more than 80%. The indirect cost is very, very low, proportionately very, very low in contract costing. Third one is difficulties in cost control. The cost control is a very, very important thing in any business organization. Cost control helps a business to increase profit by way of reducing costs. The unnecessary cost should be cut or should be reduced. It should be cut, it is possible, or it should be reduced. Then the profit will increase. But in case of contract costing, it is very difficult to make cost control because it is a large scale. Contract costing is very large scale. So there may be wastage of materials, there may be damages, and the contract costing is mainly dependent on labors because constructing a building for a contracting means we have to spend more for labors. There will be so many number of labors or hundreds of labors will be working in the site. So they are unskilled, so they should be properly supervised. So supervision expenses must be done. Last feature of contract costing is surplus material. If a contract is being carried on, there may be unused materials because the materials of a contract cannot be purchased exactly. It is not possible. So there may be some excess material, unused material that may not be needed for the contract further. How it should be treated in accounts while preparing contract costing, how it should be treated. So it can be treated in two ways. Number one is the unused material can be credited in contract account at the end of the contract. At the end of the contract. At the end of the contract, the unused material should be valued at cost and the value should be credited in the contract account. Alternatively, whenever the contractor finds that the material is excess, that means material is not needed further, means the material can be transferred another contract carried on by him. The same contractor may be carrying on more than one contract. So the contractor may transfer the unused material of one contract to another contract. So it can be treated in two ways. So now we are going to see how a contract account should be, right? It is like other ledger accounts. There are two sides, debit side and the credit side. Here it is debit side, it is credit side. Like other accounts, the expenses are to be debited, the incomes are to be credited. The simple concept. So what are the possible expenses in contract costing? Material, labor, plant, other charges, maybe administrative expenses and supervision, other expenses. Here in credit side, the plant, the closing balance of plant, materials in hand, unused material, work in progress. It includes work certified and work uncertified. Here you should know one thing: material, labor, other charges are cost or expenses. We are writing in debit side. So here you may have a doubt that the plant, why we are writing plant in debit side and also in credit side. Plant is an asset. Plant is an asset. Here the opening balance of plant should be debited and closing value should be credited at the end of accounting year after deducting the depreciation. So if you record like this, the difference will be the depreciation. That means the difference is the cost incurred for the contract towards usage of plant. That's all. Alternatively, the depreciation alone can be debited in the debit side. Then here the work in progress means the contract is not completed, some works are pending, but the accounting period is completed, so we must close the contract account. So the work is going on, so this is called work in progress. It includes work certified and also work uncertified. We will discuss what is work certified and work uncertified detailing later. So the difference between the credit side and debit side, for an example, the credit side total is high and then the debit side total means the balance will be notional profit. This is not final profit, this is notional profit. The a part of notional profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. The whole notional profit should not be transferred to profit and loss account. A part alone should be transferred, a proportion alone should be transferred. We will see the proportion, at what proportion the notional profit should be transferred to profit and loss account later, right? Now, the part will be transferred to profit and loss account and remaining will be kept in the account of work in progress reserve account. Work in progress reserve account, right? Now, we will see some important aspects, contract costing. Important aspect in contract costing is certification of work done. In contract costing, the contract price is fixed between contractee and the contractor at the time of making the contract, and the price is expected to be paid by the contractee to contractor at the end of the contract. As we have seen already, the duration of the contract is lengthy. Sometimes it is more than a year also. So the contractor is needed to have the higher amount of working capital, because the contract price is paid at the end of the contract, but until the completion of the contract work, the contractor has to pay for expenses, material, labor, other expenses. For these things, the contractor has to pay more. So he has to invest more working capital. So it will lead for financial burden for the contractor. Practically, the part of contract price is paid after completion of certain part of contract. it will reduce the financial burden of the contractor. So the basis of the amount paid by contractee is the work certified, that is certification of work done. The contractee requests the expert. For an example, if it is a civil work, the contractee may ask a civil engineer to certify the work done. The contractor has completed a certain part of work and the expert assesses the work completed by the contractor and value it on the basis of cost. This is called certification of work completed. Out of the value of certified work completed, the contractee is paying a certain part to the contractor. Generally, the full amount is not paid by the contractee. A part of amount, that means a proportion, maybe 80%, 90%, like that. A portion is paid out to the contractor. Remaining is retained by the contractee. The retained amount is called the retention money. Retention money. The amount retained by the contractee is called retention money. And this procedure helps the contractor to reduce his financial burden. Like that, some work may be completed by the contractor, but the same may not be certified by the expert. This is called work uncertified. Work uncertified, uncertified work. So work done, but not certified by the expert. This is called work uncertified. Both work certified and work uncertified are to be shown in the credit side of the contract account under the heading of work in progress. Right? Now, you will see how to calculate work certified. Here, see the example. Amount paid by the contractee to contractor is ₹20,000. It is 80% of the work certified. Now, the amount of work certified is, the value of work certified is 20,000 into 100, that is work certified, divided by 80. If you calculate this, we are getting 25,000. So 25,000 is the work certified by the expert. So in this way, the work certified should be calculated while working out the problem. Right? Work certified is the value of work certified by the expert. Work uncertified means work is done by the contractor but not certified by the expert. Right. Now, how the work certified is to be treated in the account. Here, the work certified can be treated in accounts in two ways. The first, the contractee account should be debited and the contract account should be credited with the amount of work certified. Here, according to the example, it is 25,000. The cash received from contractee, we have received a certain part of work certification as cash from contractee. So that also should be entered in the accounts. That should be entered as bank account debtor to contractee account. The amount of, with the amount of cash received from the contractee. Alternatively, the same can be treated as, instead of contractee account, work in progress account should be debited and the contract account should be credited with the amount of work certified. So work in progress account data to contract account with the amount of work certified, but there is no change in the second entry, that is the cash received from the contractee. The entry is the same, bank account data to contractee account with the amount of cash received from the contractee. Another concept is profit on uncompleted contracts. Profit on uncompleted contracts. As we have seen already, the duration of the contract is lengthy. Here, long period, it's more than a year. But the accounts are closed every year. Actually, the profit of a contract, exact profit of the contract can be calculated at the end of the contract only, because at the end of the contract only, we know the exact cost of the contract, the exact total cost of the contract. Then we can calculate the actual profit. But it may take long time, so more than a year. So when the work in progress, work is going on, that is uncompleted contract, a certain part of profit should be transferred to profit and loss account, because if the profit is calculated at the end of the contract. So the work is going on in a particular accounting year. In next accounting year, the contract is closed. If after completion of the contract, the profit will be calculated and the same will be entered in profit and loss account, will be transferred to profit and loss account. In such case, there will be major fluctuation in profit of the contractor's account. So after completion of the contract, the profit will be taken into the profit and loss account. So the profit of the contractor will be high in such year. But in case of the previous year, in the previous year, the contract was going on, so no profit was calculated and no profit was transferred to profit and loss account, but the costs are entered, the expenses are entered, so there will be heavy decrease in the profits. So there will be major fluctuation in profit. So this will affect the contractor in paying dividend, because dividend is paid out of profit, so dividend will be affected. Then bonus will be affected. Bonus is given, generally bonus is given out of profit, so bonus of employees is affected, and it also affects in some other ways also. So for this purpose, a certain part of the profit, notional profit, should be transferred to profit and loss account. So it will reduce these problems. So on what basis the profit should be transferred? Generally, the notional profit, a part of notional profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. The proportion used to be taken based on the work completion. Practically, we are following some procedures here. First one, the proportion of profit to be transferred to profit and loss account can be classified into three. First one, if work is completed more than 1/4, more than 25%, but less than half, 1/2, less than 50%. Above 25% were completed, but below 50% is work completed, means 1/3 of notional profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. So the work is completed more than a half, more than 50% work is completed, means 2/3 of notional profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. So you should keep in mind, if above 25% of work is completed, but below 50% of work completed, means 1/3 of notional profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. If above 50% of work is completed, 2/3 of notional profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. For this, the formula can be used. Notional profit into 2/3 into cash received divided by work certified. This formula should be used for calculating the part of notional profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. The third case is if the contract is almost completed, only little part is pending. The almost completed means the above formulas will not be applicable. Instead of that, we can transfer the estimated profit, a part of estimated profit, to profit and loss account following any one of these four formulas. Any one of these four formulas. Number one, estimated profit into work certified by contract price. Next one, estimated profit into work certified by contract price into cash received by work certified. Or third formula, estimated profit into cost of work to date divided by estimated total cost. Or this formula can be used, expected profit into cost of work to date divided by estimated total cost into cash received by work certified. So any one of these four formulas may be used to transfer notional profit to profit and loss account of the contractor. So these are all the concepts of the contract costing. So I will briefly explain again. In contract costing is a separate cost unit. If a contract is taken place by a contractor, a separate account is to be maintained called contract account. in the contract account, all the expenses are to be debited, all the incomes are to be credited. Generally, the expenses are material, labor, other expenses, plant, machineries. These are all to be debited, and the incomes. That means closing balance of plant after depreciation, material in hand, work in progress. If the contract is going on, work in progress to be credited. Work in progress should be included work certified and also work uncertified. So the balance, the excess of credit over debit is called notional profit. Then a part of notional profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. So in contract costing, the important concepts: works, certification of works done, and profit on uncompleted contract are very, very important. So we have discussed these things. If you have any clarifications, you can ask questions and I will clarify below. Kindly subscribe and like the video if you like. Thank you.